Today I'm telling you my top picks from Pokemon's Obsidian Flame set to collect and some things to avoid. So at first glance, it might seem like these Charizards are an obvious choice, but it looks like something weird is going on here because we have a few different Charizards to choose from. And in my opinion, it feels like the prices are a little bit wrong for these. And, I might be wrong about the actual pull rates of some of these cards, but in my opinion, these Charizard EXs, especially this gold one right here, the 228 out of 197, should really be the highest priced card. Now, first of all, I want to say both this one and the silver variant, the 215 out of 197, are absolutely stunning. Now, when you get new kinds of Charizards like this in a different kind of art style, that helps it to stand out from a million other Charizards, I think you really have to stop and consider it because, there are a lot of Charizards, and we know Charizards can fetch a premium, and Charizard's the big chase card in Pokemon, but there are so many Charizards, right, over the history of Pokemon sets. And so when you get something that is truly different, something that truly stands out in a completely different art style, I think it is something to think about for the future because it's something that collectors are going to gravitate to and stop and notice more than other Charizards. I think we have that here with this Crystal Variation Charizard. We have some other Crystal Pokemon in this set as well. There's a Tyranitar, for example. But I think that this is really a cool Charizard. It makes me think about the Champion's Path one. Remember when that Champion's Path Charizard came out? And yeah, there were a lot of those ended up. But that in PSA 10 still fetches pretty decent prices. And I think for a good reason. I would like to own that card. It's just the eye appeal on it is so good. And it's such a different kind of Charizard than we usually get. And I feel very similarly with this Crystal Charizard. Now, this is not financial advice, guys. It's kind of telling you what I think really draws my eyes as a collector. And these are something that I think could be something that people just kind of remember and come back to over time. Now, I don't know what the sheer supply on these cards is, right? That's a big risk with any of these cards I'm talking about today. With modern Pokemon, you don't know how many singles are going to be out there. And even if something's super hot, the sheer supply, as soon as something else can take the limelight, you can see a big drop because of the sheer supply that is out there. You want to go for this Charizard EX. I think the silver looks good. I think clearly you want to go for the gold one because it has the 3 gold star rating. It's a hyper rare. It should, I guess, have a harder pull rate or be technically more rare than that silver version. And then it reminds you of like the secret kind of gold cards you can get from different Pokemon sets. A lot of times you have like these gold items like escape rope and such. And I really I think the gold really stands out. We associate that with first place versus silver being second. And so I think for that reason, you want to hold out. There's not a big price difference between this and the silver one for this gold version. Now, here's where I think things are kind of interesting because we have this Charizard EX number 223. Okay, and it's got 2 gold stars down in the rarity. This is a special illustration rare. This has a higher price as of the making of this video than that gold one. And I really feel like the gold one is better. You have still that crystal effect here. Charizard is shattering the crystal wall or whatever's in front of him. And it's a little bit almost like a more epic or extreme version, I guess, of this crystal Charizard. But in my opinion, the crystals have a more interesting appeal on the silver and gold ones. I mean, you can see some of the more reflections. You can see some of the triangular accents on the wings and such stand out a little bit better. Here where he's breaking the glass, it almost feels like you're kind of losing some of that. And I don't know what exactly is doing that. He's so angry. It's like a Dragon Ball super card or something like that. It's a little bit too much. And I think that there's just, this one right here, the Charizard EX, the gold and the silver ones, it just, in my opinion, has more of a Swarovski crystal kind of a vibe to it. And something we've never seen not that I've ever seen in any Pokemon set before. And so I just kind of like it a little bit more. I feel like the price difference here, the price it should be swapped, honestly. I feel like I was assuming this would be the biggest chase card in it, and apparently I'm wrong. It's even got a higher number, 228 versus the 223. So I would guess from those numbers that the high, the last card, the last secret rare is the slots where you're going to find the biggest chase, the hardest pulls. Maybe, again, I'm wrong about that. Now, last thing I'm going to talk about is a kind of card type that I'm really kind of bearish on, and that is the illustration rares, or even, I guess you could say, special illustration rares of a lot of these other sort of lower tier Pokemon. Ninetales is not low tier by any means. This is a great Pokemon. This is a beautiful illustration. But the point I'm trying to make here is that with all of these modern sets coming out recently with Pokemon, they've had a big handful of different Pokemon getting this illustration rare treatment, and they all look good, but I would really kind of hold out for the Charizards, the starter Pokemon, final evolutions, your evolutions and things like that, that are probably going to hold up a little bit better than, like you've got your Pidgeot, illustration rare or some kind of random illustration rare from a lower tier Pokemon. Yes, they look beautiful. Yes, they might be harder to pull, but there's so many coming out, and I assume there are going to be many more illustration rares to come, even for the bigger name Pokemon, that I would just kind of be very careful, hold out for those, the Charizards, the bigger ones, and just kind of think about going after some of these special illustration rares as more of just something you want because you like that particular Pokemon. But I would be very careful about it in terms of any kind of price prediction or speculation with this particular card category. Guys, that does it for my opinion on the biggest chase cards in Pokemon Obsidian Flames. Let me know what you think about my opinion down in the comments below. What do you think about the set? Hey, don't forget to hit that like button, and if you really want to help support the channel, you can use my eBay affiliate link down in the description below. I'll be seeing you in another video very soon. Thank you.